Have you guys ever looked at a FedEx logo? No, I mean, for real. Have you ever really looked at a FedEx logo? So you know there's an arrow in the FedEx logo. There's an arrow between the E and the X. But there's also a measuring spoon between the F and the D. If you look in the middle of the E, there's a measuring spoon. Now I'm going to tell you the thought process behind this FedEx logo. See, Linden Leader back in the day, they wanted to take advantage of the negative white space that was left in the logo. Now, apparently, the way the logo is set up today, it's supposed to represent precision. They're shipping stuff and, dropping our deliveries off. But this logo has something that's so profound that I don't think people realize that they could apply it to their life. I call it the FedEx principle. Now, here's how it works. I'm going to put the FedEx logo right up here so you can take a look at it. Now, we're going to look at the right side of the E and the X. We're going to take a look at the left side between the F and the D. We're going to look at the E and the measuring spoon. Oftentimes in life, we arrive at a point where maybe our journey hasn't served us as much as we thought it should. Maybe we thought that we would be in a different position in life in the current moment, and we just haven't got the raise. We haven't started the business. We haven't got the certification. We haven't done some of the things that we believe that we're supposed to be doing in life. If that happens, you utilize the FedEx principle, and this is how it works. The right side of the logo and the left side of the logo. We're going to take the left side and we're going to place a minus or negative sign under the F, E, and the D. On the right side, the E and the X, we're going to place a plus sign. Now, the plus sign is going to mean positive. The minus or the negative sign is going to mean negative, positive, negative. Now, the way that you're going to use the FedEx logo to help reroute your journey, get better results out of life, because that's what this is about. We all are working to get to our goals. And it's not just one goal. We're creating systems so that we can consistently partake in success. We want to become success so that we attract that abundance. So what we're going to do is to the left. We know that everything to the left is negative. So we're going to reflect for a second and we're going to look back and we're going to see where things got off track, where things may have went wrong, what type of decisions we made, where did we step into some dog shit. Now, the left side of the FedEx principle is basically for you to reflect, look at the past, look at your past results. Don't sugarcoat it. Sit the problems down. Look at the past and be honest. What were the problems? We're going to add up your past results. This is simple math. See, where you are right now in life is the sum total of every choice and decision that you have made thus far. I'm going to say that again. Where you are right now, the current position you are in right now is the sum total of all the choices and decisions that you have made thus far. So a lot of times we like to say, it's because of this. This is because of this. Essentially, it still comes down to the decisions that you have made. Nothing is happening to you. Nobody's doing anything to you. The world is unfolding for you as you allow it. So open up your eyes. Now, with this FedEx principle, we're going to look to the left. We're reflecting on our negative past results because we want to move to the right side of the FedEx logo because we want precision, we want accuracy, we want success, and we want some positive results. So if we look at what we did wrong, you always hear people talk about when you make mistakes. What did you learn from the experience? Hey, you're not starting over. You're starting from experience. So the FedEx principle is trying to get you to slow down so you can speed up. The FedEx principle is trying to get you to slow down so you can speed up. You got to calm yourself down and pay attention to what's going on, what's happening. Because you don't realize that every choice and decision is actually adding up. And these little small increments really add up to some big changes in your life if they're the wrong choices and decisions. Utilizing the FedEx principle is going to help you really just reflect on how you've been feeling, how you've been treating yourself, what have you been studying, what type of business have you been doing, what have you been working to achieve in your life thus far. Because some of us do need a wake-up call, and some of us, we don't really need a wake-up call. What we need is that pat on the back, or we need that little bump that says, keep going, Keep pushing. You're doing a great job. Yes, you might be a little bit tired, but you are doing a great job. And when we get tired, I think we got to understand we overthink. Thinking and mental muscles will cause fatigue that is stronger than the physical. So a lot of times you're trying to think yourself out of situations and it's not working. Just use a system like the Fedex principle. Hey, things aren't working right now. Let me sit down. I'm gonna write Fedex down on this piece of paper right here. And then I'm gonna write negative over here. I'm gonna write positive over here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at what didn't go right this month or what didn't go right this quarter. Then I'm gonna write all the things that did go right this month, all the things that did go right this quarter. And you know what I'm gonna do? First of all, I'm gonna express gratitude. I'm gonna express gratitude. Because not only am I grateful to have these negatives over here, but I'm super grateful to have these positive. And this is all mine. And this is what I have to sit down and deal with. Nobody else has to deal with this. So whatever has put me into this survival mode, this lack and limitation, I want to change this. I want to create a new paradigm. A paradigm is creating new rules and new boundaries to live by, because maybe some of the stuff that was on the negative side of the Fedex principle that I had partake in my life that I went through, maybe some of those things I just didn't realize what I was stepping into. But you know what? I can forgive myself. I can let go. I can let God, and I can move forward, acknowledge my mistakes, utilize my Fedex principle, and say, hey, I'm going to reflect on this. I made a mistake. I am moving forward with experience. I want more positive out of my life. So this is where I need to direct my path. And that's exactly what the Fedex principle is all about. It's about looking at your past results, adding up your past results, and working to move yourself forward in a positive manner that serves you to the utmost respect, to the highest power, where abundance, prosperity, and everything that you believe that you deserve out of life starts to show up. It starts to show up for you. So I want everybody to understand that you can Fedex your way. We all are going to make mistakes, but you can Fedex your way. Now, next time you see a Fedex logo, you need to take a picture. Well, if you're already looking at this picture, that's fine. But Fedex logos are going to be popping up everywhere because that's how it works. That's how awareness works. Once you are hip to something that's in front of you or around you, a certain type of car or a name of something that you've seen, but you really didn't pay attention, it just pops up all the time. So I guarantee it, if you're listening to this, watch. You're going to see FedEx trucks popping up all over. And every time you see a FedEx truck, I challenge you to try to find the arrow as quick as you can. And every time you see the arrow, give yourself a positive affirmation. All right, guys, make sure you check out the next episode. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Let's work.